It also breaks up the whole.
No, I didn't start the meeting.
Meeting's not started. So you want me to do this?
Do you want to?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hold on, it's not here.
It's not here? It's not here?
Oh, we can start. She's here.
Where'd you get from Wawa? Came from Wawa. Well, we can apologize and say something about it. Okay. Everybody, cheer.
Your glasses. At least you know it.
Here's, I don't know if this will work either.
It says it has a
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, well, you start, if you make, if the roll call. Like the allegiance and all that stuff.
Welcome. It's Tuesday, November 19th, to our Borough Council meeting. Lots of new places. Nice to see people out tonight. So how do you like the new seating? You like the aisles? Okay, good. All right. So let's stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Virginia, can we have roll call?
Present.
Present. Present. Here.
Here.
Here?
Is it?
President from Indiana.
Present.
Before we start, our solicitor has something to say.
Good evening, everyone. It was brought to my attention a little while ago that apparently, for some unknown reason, the agenda was posted on the borough website at 7:15 last night. And it's supposed to be 24 hours ahead of a meeting, which would make it 15 minutes late. And we apologize for that. It's obviously a technical violation of Section 709C1 of the Pennsylvania Sunshine Law. I'm not sure, I have no explanation for it. But obviously, bills need to be paid and things need to be done. So my suggestion is, under Section 712.1E of the Sunshine Law, it authorizes council by a majority vote to add any item to the agenda. So we recommend that a council member make a motion to adopt the agenda in full as posted and take a vote of council to move forward with the meeting. Is there such a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussions? Public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0.
Yeah, and again, we're sorry that happened. I'm not sure why, but sometimes it was one of those things. It was 15 minutes, and it was hardly done with any malice intent. Thank you for your understanding. Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. Okay, so tonight we have a presentation from the Stockham Building. Are they here? Great. So we, as I mentioned in the past, we're working diligently to get the Stockham Building moving. So we have a timeline and we have meetings, and we are holding the owners currently to the timeline. So if the architect wants to come up, I think he has some renderings that he's going to show to see what the building will look like once they start working on it and where the status of it is.
Give me 1 second here.
Is that on the mic on, John?
Yeah, it locks it out. I don't know, it's something on the computer, I have no idea.
Actually, if I just slide it over. Sorry for 1 second.
Sorry, everybody.
I can still rotate it, it's fine. Can we make it bigger though, somehow? I actually don't have I'm using like 2 screens here. That's because it's like 2 screens. Yeah. That's close enough. All back to the point you shoot.
Okay, floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Eric Quick, representing Harmon Deutsch Older Architecture, and Ramnik Chopra, the owner of the building. You're obviously all familiar with the building. We are proposing to renovate the interior and exterior of the building to create a 4-story mixed-use building that will have 3,900 square feet of commercial space at the first floor and 18 dwelling units above. Next slide, please, Mike. Sorry, it's a little small. So the purple or the red area that you can see would be the proposed commercial space fronting on East Bridge Street and South Pennsylvania Avenue, and the small tan space in the back. Okay. And the small tan space in the back would be the residential lobby, which is going to contain a new elevator, the existing stair tower, mail package, and a small residential lobby. We are proposing new landscaping around the building, new street trees, and a new paved walkway back to the residential entrance. What you're seeing now is our current typical floor plan at the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We will have it's 4 1-bedrooms per floor, 1 studio, and 1 2-bed. I can walk you through the spaces. It's kind of hard to see. The 1-beds are roughly 600 square feet, and the 2-beds are almost 1,100 square feet. And the 2-bed would be the blue unit you can see in the lower right-hand corner. And the greens are all the 1-beds. And then there's a light green color, which is hard to see, but that's the studio unit, which is almost 400 square feet. Next page. These are just the typical unit plans. We can skip over these for now. Next page. So this, if you can scroll down just a little bit, Mike. Yeah. So this is the proposed rendering of the exterior. We will be replacing all of the windows. At the upper floor, there's arch-topped windows that are currently boarded up. We will be restoring those to their original status. The first floor, we're removing all of the residential windows, the faux stone, replacing that with a more traditional commercial storefront. All the stonework around the building will be cleaned up. The current building has a bunch of holes cut in it for HVAC units, so we will be replacing that with brick and mortar in an attempt to, blend in. Hopefully that works out. But the cornice line will be restored and repaired. Can you go to the next slide? And then this is just another rendering from the side where you can see the new street trees, new commercial storefront. I think there's another rendering, Mike. There we go. This is the back side of it. So you can see we're going to clean up the stucco. We're going to replace all the windows in that side. There's a lot of portions hanging on the building, old wires, old pieces of metal. So we're going to clean all of that up. And you can see the new landscaping down the side, the new pedestrian walkway. In terms of our projected schedule, I can get granular with it, but we plan on submitting for building permits in the beginning of February, and then hopefully have our permit in hand mid-March. With that, are there any questions? You want me to review anything else?
Council, questions?
That we're happy.
How long do you think this project's going to take?
For construction,
Yes.
I would imagine probably 14 to 16 months.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Have you been up on the roof? Do you know? Can you see the river from up
I
there?
have not been on the roof, but I do have a survey or an existing building walkthrough with the structural engineer planned for tomorrow. So
Oh, great.
I haven't been on the roof, and I haven't been in the basement, which was inaccessible last time I was here.
Okay.
But we plan on walking it, checking the structural integrity of everything, and then creating reports to figure out how we can repair the building.
Okay, great. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, great. We're very happy everybody's sticking to their schedules. You have any questions for us?
I do not.
Okay, so when you get the permit in February, you're going to start work on March?
I'm not sure exactly how quickly we'll be starting.
Okay.
I'll have to run that past around and we can get back to you on it. But permit, we're hoping to get it in March. At worst case scenario, there'll be another 25-day review period that would push us into April. But our goal is middle of March.
I could probably shed light on that.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm TJ Lonergan. I'm with the Bucks County Industrial Development Authority. So we're helping coordinate all the financing for the project with Romnick and his team. We're the grantee for the RACB that has already been secured. We're providing $500,000 in low interest financing to get everything moving. So a lot of these sources, the construction timeline is going to be dependent on future sources that are going to be secured. So we are in the process of applying for one more source. We've just finished applying for a pilot program that the governor, actually, I'm sorry, not pilot. We're going to be applying for the pilot program. We just applied for the Main Street Matters program, which was through the governor's office, about $20 million for Main Street projects. So we have a pipeline, and I can share that.
Can we use that 20 million for other projects, or is that for the whole county?
So the 20 million is for the a statewide 20 million.
Oh, state.
So, but it's specifically for projects that are going to be Main Street, downtown boroughs. So it's very, very focused. As I've emphasized to DCD and to the governor's office, this is the prototypical project. This is a great one to get out of the gate. So you can see there, this is a list and a tracker of what we have gone in for, what we've assisted the developer in going for. Right now, the only things that are secured, we have a projected development budget of about 3.6 million, roughly. It's going to be a little bit higher just because of use of prevailing wage. So probably about $4 million. You can see we have $1 million secured from RACB from the state already, as well as the $500,000 coming from us. We put in for enterprise zone tax credits. That application we should find out about in December, and we feel pretty positive on that one. And then you can see the last three there. Main Street Matters, that just went in actually last Friday for $1 million. And then we're going to be putting in for a pilot program, again, something that we're going to try to push with the state, which is a mixed use new pilot program through the state for $750,000. And then PACE, that is energy efficient, green, clean energy. So HVAC systems, stuff like that, all Energy Star rated equipment would qualify. So what that does is finances, it looks at all the costs that are eligible for that type of financing, you know, new roof, energy efficient windows, things like that. They take that up, and then there's a percentage that you can actually borrow against that as a low interest loan. So
It doesn't require a lead cert?
That would require, yes, it would. So all that financing would, all that would require basically the highest energy standards that you could get to, which from my experience with a lot of this program specifically, all the stuff today is going to qualify for most of this just from the energy standards. So anything going in is going to meet that. It's really when you get into redeveloping buildings, that's when some of the stuff isn't. But the standard stuff, windows, HVAC, roof, that's going to eat up a chunk of the development as well as the qualify for the financing. But for the most part, like I said, the two that were in question on exact timelines, and this is the world I live in, and I drives me crazy sometimes. I don't know when things are going to get awarded. So we're at the behest of a lot of what the state's going to award. I have projected timelines on when I think they're going to be awarded, which is March timeframe. So Romnick and his team working with us, we are proceeding as if that March date is what we're going to do. It might be a month or two off only because the state might announce an award in April. And with a lot of these programs, especially the Main Street, the DCD programs, we can't start work on the project until it's awarded. So, but we're teeing it up as if everything is going to happen in March. So that's why I wanted to make sure I was here to kind of walk through that, set expectations that we're keeping that in mind, but also pushing everything forward to get drawings, get building permits, to make sure everything is ready. So that the second we get an award letter, shovel's going in the ground. So
That's great.
I have another question. What was the proposed number of units? About 18, give or take? And is it Mr. Romnick local, or is he having a property management company? I'm just curious because having absentee landlords has been a problem in the past, something that we're cleaning up. Will they be local or in the building? Are they going to be? Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Great. I just want to say that the county has been really helpful with this project, and everybody's working together to get this done, and there's a lot of resources trying to get this building up to speed.
Yep. I think the first time we met, you develop a new patience level working with grants. So that's what I always like to tell people is it's a slow process, but it's worth it at the end. So
thank you so much for all your help.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Great. Senior Center parking lot. We also had a lot of people come down from the county to look at the Senior Center parking lot. I know if anybody's been down there, you know that the lot is a mess. So we have closed off some of the areas that on behest of the county, correct? Yeah, the county has Yeah, so someone had fallen, so our insurance company also requested this, so we partitioned off where it was a little more dangerous. So hopefully everyone is patient, and as we try to figure out what to do with that lot. There's also good news on East Bridge Street, right at Washington. There is a do not block box that's going in there, and there will be a $500 fine if you are in that do not block box. That should help the businesses, and that should help our officers and EMT in trying to get to their destinations. Also, as another announcement, in 2017, ordinance number 400-2 was passed, and I'll read this very quickly. All owners of single-family detached dwellings, two-family buildings, single-family semi-detached dwellings, two-family detached dwellings, single-family attached dwellings, townhomes, multifamily dwellings, apartment houses, herein known as rental dwellings, intending to rent their rental dwelling or a portion of their rental dwelling in the Borough of Morrisville to non-family members shall make an application to the Office of Code Enforcement of the Borough of Morrisville for licensing on an annual basis. Application shall be for inspection at the Borough of Morrisville Office of Code Enforcement. I just want to let everyone know that you should come and register your rental units if you haven't done so. As a reminder, starting January 1st, Borough Hall will be open an extra half hour from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And as another reminder, we mentioned last month, PECO is going to be working on their gas lines. If you're thinking of getting gas, please contact PECO so that you can coordinate with them, because we will be approving a road program. There is no CAC meeting in December. We're going to resume in 2025. It's going to meet the second Thursday of every month at 7 p.m. We had a great meeting last week. We have some interesting things coming up. So if anybody wants to join, please come join. There are board openings for the Planning Commission, Zoning Board, Economic Development Corp., the Municipal Authority, and the Environmental Advisory Council. If you're interested in any of these, please get your letters of interest in. Okay, council discussion. The 2025 budget was shared with all council members. So I know we're going to approve the preliminary budget. It will be open and available to the public to review. Does the council feel that they need to have a budget workshop, or are they happy with what the budget looks like? John, no sound for the meeting?
Yeah, I can hear it on my, that's all I got.
Okay. We are having technical difficulties. Is there nothing we can do?
Nothing I can do, no, I mean, it's broadcast, I mean, you can hear it, it's just not being broadcast. I don't know why.
Okay. I guess, right?
Really wants to hear about a tax decrease, huh?
Okay, so council, do we want to have a budget workshop, or are we good with how the budget is looking?
I don't think we need a workshop. I think as long as it's advertised.
Okay, no budget meeting? No budget workshop? Okay, great. Okay, the budget looks fantastic this year. 2.5 mil decrease. So hopefully that makes everyone happy. Yay.
Yes.
Right, 2.5?
2.5.
2.5. Just making sure.
President,
Okay.
hello, can I just interrupt? I think if anybody does have concerns, all of us have been looking at the budget and can contact us and we can, go over anything. So please feel free to.
Yeah, and you can always send an email to any one of us and also the borough manager. So your questions will be answered, and you could always ask questions at the next council meeting. We have nothing from the engineers. They gave a pretty thorough report last month, and we're just going to be approving a lot of the initiatives that they discussed. Borough manager report.
I just want to thank staff for helping with the budget, especially the police chief. I thought he presented a very professional budget request, but I have to thank the council president for working closely with me, and I think it's an excellent budget to start guiding the town into the future.
Thank you, Mr. Dillon. Mr. Dillon made a lot of changes to our budget. It looks fantastic. The numbers are good. So we owe you a debt of gratitude as well. Solicitor report.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
That's it? That's all?
I'm exhausted from before.
Police chief report. If that's what you want.
Good evening, everyone. So just quickly, just to go through those offenses like I do every month. Our Part 1 serious offenses were down about 50%, which is great. People are locking their doors. We're not having those thefts that we've been having for the last couple of months. That's a great thing. In total, all of our offenses were down from last month by about 25. Our tickets and citations were up about 90 from last month. So that's good. We're improving there. Arrests were about average, and our revenues from citations and other things were up $2,100. So I just want to shout out Trunk or Treat, everyone that came out, and the mayor. Your help with that was just, couldn't have done it without you, so thank you. We had a very good Trunk or Treat this year. I'd say we probably had over 100 kids that came. If not, the parking lot was packed. We're going to build on it for next year. Halloween was a success as well. I think a few of you saw us out driving. We had a couple cars out there. There was probably 5 of us working. We tried to cover the entire town. I think our biggest problem of the night were fire pits, and everybody was very cooperative when we asked them to put the fires out. We're still in that ban right now. We did do Halloween safety at the Grandview School and the Holy Trinity School for 5th graders. That went over great. The kids kind of took over at Grandview because they gave us all the fifth graders at once, as opposed to going into a couple classrooms, and it was just Amanda and I, and they almost overran us, but we survived. If anybody has seen us out on Pennsylvania Avenue, we've been stopping trucks, and we've been stopping them, just giving them some education warnings that the ban is coming. And I think in about 2 weeks, we stopped over 100 trucks. So we've been out there. We're not issuing summonses yet, but we are spreading the word. We've also put some stuff out on social media, and we charged up that orange sign that's out there. It took us a while to find the keys, but we're going to get that out there as well, just to get the message so people see that coming soon. Pennsylvania Avenue will be banned for trucks. That's all I have. Any questions?
Great police presence on Halloween.
Thank you. It was our pleasure.
Thank you guys for clear. You went by a few times.
Yeah, like that big skeleton out there. So.
Absolutely. Great job on Halloween. Great job. Thank you to you and the police officers too for Trunk or Treat. It was a great success. So this is just to show you what's to come here for Morrisville and the community involvement along with our police department and everyone here. So thank you, Chief.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Okay, consent agenda. Approval of council meeting minutes from 10:15:24. Approval of the bill list from 10:01 to 10:31:24 in the amount of $643,461.09. Approval of the 2025 Borough Holiday Schedule. Approval of the 2025 Library Holiday Schedule. And approval of the 2025 Library Meeting Schedule. Dennis, would you make the motion?
So moved.
Catherine, would you second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Public comment? No public comment. Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Call for a motion to approve the Morrisville Road Program, Phase A, to begin bidding early 2025 using a bond issue to fund the project. Melissa, would you make the motion?
So moved.
Luke, would you second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussions? Any comments from the public?
Have we talked about if we're going to be able to use liquid fuel money to help pay for this or help towards the cost?
We were talking about liquid fuels. The bidding will go out in the spring, and once the bidding goes out and we know what the cost is, then Mr. Dillon is going to put together a plan on how it will be funded.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Kathy Panzito, Hillcrest Avenue. Your motion says using a bond issue. It doesn't say we're going to think about how we're going to fund for it. To me, a bond issue is going out and securing additional debt to your debt service. And having listened to your engineer a few months ago, he spoke about a project that you had put on the shelf and he had to revamp the numbers. But he specifically spoke about what was not included. I thought he was around a $5 million amount, what they had estimated. And I think they were pre-COVID numbers. But he also specifically said it had nothing to do, that had to be included in additional money for all your ADA curb compliance. So my question was, is this truly a bond issue that you're going out to even go out for more money? That just, I guess I'm known around town for getting all the specifics on any time the school boards or municipalities do that. And my other question was, are there all of your other bond issues that were they all completely funded out and closed? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any other public comment? Okay, nothing. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Call for motion to approve proposed layout equipment for the Manor Park Playground as shown on the Gilmore and Associates, Inc. aerial concept plan dated 10/17/2024. Scott, would you make the motion? Marie, would you second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments from the council?
Yes, I see several different proposals, which for Manor Park here. Which one are you?
The one that was in your delivery? In the packet?
Okay,
If you want it, I have it.
okay, yeah,
No, she
please.
has it.
I do? Okay, I haven't seen it.
I think that's the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I have black and white. So you have different, yeah, we have several different ones.
I think they're different areas.
Oh, different angles. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Comments from the public? Nothing? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Call for motion to adopt a resolution to apply for a local share account LSA grant through the Department of Community and Economic Development, DCED, and the designating officials to execute documents for the purchasing of a new street sweeper for the Public Works Department. Dennis, would you make the motion?
So moved?
Scott, would you second? Motion and a second. Anything from council?
I have a question. Do we have to come up with any matching money for this, or is it just a straight grant?
Straight grant.
Okay, thank you.
This is really huge for the borough. I think it's much needed, especially as we're going to pave all the roads here, and this will be a chance for us to keep up with the maintenance of that. When I first became mayor, actually when I was applying to become mayor, that's something that a resident had stopped me about, was our street sweeper. We do not have the proper one for the borough. We have a parking lot one. So we need a bigger one to be able to maintain the streets around the borough. So this is great. Thank you.
Yeah, it is great. Anything from the public? Nothing? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Call for motion to authorize Gilmore and Associates to prepare and submit Green Light Go grant application for additional funding for the Trenton Avenue and North Pennsylvania signal replacement project. Catherine, would you make the motion?
So moved.
Luke, would you second?
Second?
Motion and a second. Just want to let council know that we do have grants. This is just an additional grant in order to help pay for this signal. So do you have any comments, questions? Anything from the public?
Yeah, on this light, because since.
Could you set up and give your name and address?
Jim Schwartz, 580 Rosemont Drive. My neighbors down the street have complained about the light that, I'm assuming you're talking about that turn light there on, what would that be? The northwest, yeah, across from the bank, but the northwest corner. Is it that light you're talking about?
The one on Trenton Avenue
On
and,
West Trenton Avenue?
and North Pennsylvania.
Right, across the street from the bank. That light, that always never works.
Shopping
right?
center?
No, not on the shopping center side, on the bank side, like you're going north. Yeah. Is that the light, Luke? Yeah. It's like, it's been a problem for years. Is that the light we're talking about?
It is.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure so when I go home, I can tell my neighbor that. Finally, after all these years, because she has sent you guys many emails on that light, so.
Okay. I didn't get any emails, but that's all good. Anybody else? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Abstentions? Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Call for motion to purchase Axon body-worn cameras for $86,235 with a deferred plant requiring payment of $31,657.40 in 2024 and the balance paid in 4 yearly equal installments of $13,644.60, and that would be in 2025, 26, 27, and 28. Marie, would you make the motion?
So moved.
Melissa, would you second?
Second.
Any questions, council?
So I would just touch on this. This is much needed. I know when I first became mayor, body cams were something that we had talked about. You know, I worked with Motorola. Well, the police officers worked with Motorola to get new batteries. That did not fully fix our issue. So this is much needed for the safety of everyone.
Any comment from the public? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Call for motion to purchase live scan fingerprint machine and establishing a central booking center for $35,250, estimated yearly revenue of $48,000, annual maintenance fee of $6,582, annual Pennsylvania State Police claim line of $5,200. Dennis, would you make the motion?
So moved.
Scott, would you second? Okay. Marie, would you second?
Second.
Thank you. A motion and a second. So this is really exciting news for the borough. The police chief went out. We don't, I think, Chief, just in case I get this wrong, boroughs do not normally get central fingerprints done at the borough level. So he went out and he got approvals, and we're going to be having this so that now our police officers do not have to go to Falls Township or Lower Makefield to take fingerprints. So this will all be in-house. Yeah, so we'll be saving money, and also some revenue dollars will be coming in. So great job, police.
Great job, Chief.
So
I don't want to put the chief on the spot, but if he could grab the microphone and just tell the story, a little bit of the background of this and the effort that went into it, and the payoff that we'll receive from it. He mentioned it to me at the trunk or treat, and it's a really good story. Chief, if you don't mind. If not, I understand, but it's
okay, Scott.
I don't mind being put on the spot, and I know Scott likes to put me on the spot, so it's okay. So yeah, when I got here, one of the questions I asked was, why don't we have a fingerprint machine? And where I came from in Jersey, it was mandated every agency had a machine because that's how you start the process. And I was told that boroughs don't have fingerprint machines. And my response was, well, let's be the first borough. So I made a few phone calls and people told me that I was crazy. And a lot of the officers here, I think, thought I was a little crazy too, because it's just not normal. And I started to do a little bit of research. And one of the things that stuck out the most was that you had mentioned that when one of our officers make an arrest, right now we have to go to either Lower Makefield or it's actually Middletown Township because Falls is under construction. That is a minimum of 1 hour that they're outside of Morrisville, that they're not on the streets here and they're not providing police service. Sometimes it's longer. When we get to Lower Makefield, we're in line. We're behind their arrests and anyone who may be before us. So I reached out to, when I was at Lower Makefield, I took a picture of their fingerprint machine and I called the company. And everyone was telling me that you couldn't do this, you couldn't do this. I said, well, let me call the company because if they want to make a sale, they're going to tell me if I could do this or not. And I figured they would say, nope, you're barking up the wrong tree. And they didn't. They said, absolutely, you could become a central booking center. However, you need to meet with the central booking center powers and convince them. So I did a little more digging, and the amount of arrests that we process a year was staggering compared to some of the other agencies. So when I went up to I was invited to the central booking center and commission meeting, and it was chaired by the Upper Makefield chief. And there was a judge there was a bunch of police officers. And when I got to speak and I told them about what it means to us to have our police officers on the street, and then I talked about the numbers of arrests and processes that we do a year. And to put it in perspective, there's a regional police department in Upper Bucks, and they do about 600 a year. We're on pace to do about 255 for this year. So we're this tiny borough, we're not a regional police force, and we are very busy, we're very active. And when I explained it to the people in that room, we are not a Bristol borough, we are not a Yardley borough, we're not an Upper Makefield, we're Morrisville, and we're very unique. And the word I use is always unique because we have those three bridges. And I think it was Scott that said Trenton West, right? So we have a need for this. It's going to keep our officers on the street here more often, we'll be more efficient, and we'll be able to provide that better police service. And you mentioned that there is a fee that the state pays for every time you process, which is good because this machine will essentially pay for itself and maybe bring in a few dollars.
Any other questions?
That's great. Good job.
Thank you so much for listening to me when I brought this up and just everything. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you.
Anything to improve our processes. Okay. So I don't recall if I said public comment, but any public comment? No? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Call for motion to proceed to develop a schematic to construct a Sallyport for the MPD. Sallyport is a controlled entryway for a secure environment to transfer detained individuals. Catherine, would you make a motion?
I so move.
Melissa, second? Second. Motion and a second. So this is also exciting. So we're looking, and the chief can come up and talk again. He came to me, and I think it's because we're doing the central fingerprints, correct, that we need to have this?
That is correct.
And, well, no, it's not the only reason, but it's a mandatory. So we're thinking of, so a Sallyport is kind of, there are nice ones and then there's not so nice ones. It's just basically a cage that would be outside the police doors where the police car would come in and then the gates would close and then the officers would be safe in getting the perpetrator outside of the car and into the booking in Borough, in the police station.
That's correct. It just provides that higher level of security. So when you're transporting a prisoner, it mitigates the risk of any type of escape. And because of the central booking center, it is a requirement for them. That's all. You covered it.
Oh, okay, great. So, so any comment from the public? Okay, we have a motion, second, no public comment. Anything from council? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Okay, call for motion to hire architect Hacienda Design, Inc. to develop the schematic for the planned Sallyport at a rate of $125 an hour. Luke, would you make the motion?
Moved.
Scott, would you second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any commentary from the council? I also just want to mention that the architect from Hacienda Design is a resident of the town, and she did a lot of work. She did work at Bristol Borough. She did work in Falls. She had a credential sheet with a lot of projects that she's worked on. So we had her here looking at the building, and she has some ideas of how to make a nice Sallyport for us. Any comments from the public? Nothing from council? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Call for motion to authorize purchase of a new vehicle for the chief of police in 2025. Dennis, would you make the motion?
So moved.
Melissa, second? Second. Motion and a second. Discussion?
I just have a question. In the past, we've been able to get money from the county and different grants to help purchase these vehicles. Is that something that we are looking into or opportunity for?
We are. We just needed a motion to go ahead in case there is nothing. I know the police chief's car is pretty beat up, correct? It took a lot of mileage when Chief McClay was here, 105,000 miles.
Hey, my Subaru's at that. What are you complaining about?
Yeah.
No, I understand. Okay,
I know
thank you.
do. So, but it also takes even if we put an order in, it takes 6 to 8 months.
Yes.
Like we're still waiting for the Tahoe for the motor carrier officer.
Okay.
So, and I know that we went in, I think in May. So we're just trying to be ahead of the game.
Okay, thank you.
But we will try to get grants in order to fund this.
Okay, thank you.
So, any public comment? Nothing else from the council? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Call for motion to adopt the 2025 preliminary budget and authorizing advertising the preliminary budget that is available at Borough Hall for public inspection. Luke, would you make the motion?
So moved.
Catherine, would you second?
I second it.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Anything from the public?
It was from Bowling last week. Catherine Panzetta, Hillcrest Avenue. I do find it very interesting because I looked at your financials and I see that almost your earned income tax brings in the same as your previous millage rates. So for the people that didn't want it, it's almost like doubling your 30 mil, although I guess you're saying you're reducing it 2.5 in your general mill. So I did have a question on it. Usually when people come, the county will send you an assessed value rate so you can calculate the mills. And then based on that, you also make assumptions in your budget. So then there's a percentage of uncollectible. And the third thing was looking at some of your other financials, you have some other loans that you're paying debt service charge on. So my concern was looking and comparing your financials. Do you have plans on that, you know, to pay off any of that debt that maybe kind of was a timing issue to pay your bills? And pretty much we'd be asking this at budget meetings. So I did want to know when the council actually received this copy of the budget. When did they physically get it in their hands? And if you have that information, since you're not going to have one on there, we just come and pick up the budget. And I was very concerned because I did read your agenda. And when I do see, thinking whatever your multi-million-dollar phase one road project's going to be, I do want to know, like, looking at that debt service collection and all the other loans and bond issues that you're going to put in. So my concern was, did you write into your budget issuing this bond to pay for the streets that you just motioned and approved? Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anything from the council? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Call for a motion to send solicitor. Oh, so what do I have to add to this one? What word?
Just the,
Call for a motion to send solicitors Flagler and Associates to the December 2nd zoning hearing board meeting to oppose the variance request at 400 West Bridge Street. And we're also going to add something that just came in on Friday, 403 West Bridge Street. Oh, do I have to make a motion to amend? Can I have a motion to amend?
So moved.
Okay, Marie made the motion. Melissa, will you second? Second. Melissa seconded it. So we have the motion to amend. Any discussion? Council discussion, public discussion? Okay, so I'm going to read the motion. Motion to amend passes. Call for a motion to send solicitors Flagler and Associates to the December 2nd zoning hearing board meeting to contest the variance request at 400 West Bridge Street and 403 West Bridge Street.
No, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, so I read it though, so what the new amendment is going to be.
you're going to vote to amend the agenda.
Yeah, so I have a first and a second. I read what it is. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion to amend passes. Okay, so now I'm going to make the motion to send solicitors Flagler and Associates to December 2nd zoning hearing board meeting to contest the variance request at 400 West Bridge and 403 West Bridge. Melissa, would you make the motion?
So moved.
Catherine, would you second?
I second it.
Motion and a second. Discussion? Public comment? No public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. Call for a motion to amend the truck ordinance to add additional streets. Luke, would you make the motion?
So moved.
Dennis, would you second?
Second?
Motion and a second. Any discussion?
Did you want to add which streets?
It was in your delivery.
Okay, but I mean for the public. I know what it is, but
So it was, we were going to add Park Avenue, Central Avenue, Riverside Drive, Ohio, and East Post Road, in addition to South Pennsylvania Avenue. I had it memorized. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any public comment? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Motion passes 7-0. So this ordinance will be advertised this month, and then next month in December, we will approve it. There is a $1,000 fine in the ordinance, so if there's any trucks other than local deliveries that are on the streets in this ordinance, they will be fined $1,000. Okay, non-agenda public items.
Hello. Good evening. Jane Berger, 90. I am so glad to see all you. I'm so glad to be back. I missed you. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go. Let the gimp go. Regarding the Stockham building, it's been, 25 years, maybe 30 years since it started. And I remember there was an offer from our EDC way back when that was rejected by individual owners. And then they put it out for bid and didn't put a floor. And if my memory serves me correctly, that price for that building back then went about $350. It was some ridiculous amount. So to see that you're finally working through all the parameters and to get control of it is wonderful. My question is, my understanding was the blueprint for the building is actually the entire lot size. So when you're looking at the pretty green in the tree behind it, and then when they come out the back door, is that going to be like not a variance, but a waiver or a right-of-way or something? Or is the borough going to maintain that little green area and people come out? It's just a small thing, but just be sure, you know, that the building doesn't own going out the back door or that green spot. So kudos for all the hard work at all the various organizations and levels of government for finally getting this to happen in my lifetime.
You're welcome, Jane.
It's like giving you eternal life.
Longevity in our family. I didn't want to wait another 20 years.
Neither do I. Jimmy Schwartz?
No, you please. Jimmy Schwartz, 580 Rosemont Drive. How long do I get? 5 minutes, an hour?
3 minutes. You see the timer going?
I see. First of all, I want to commend all of you guys. Last year, as you guys probably remember, I was not real happy with the direction things were going around here. And sitting here tonight, I'm very encouraged. And having been a resident here since 1963, I have seen an awful lot. And Chief, I want to welcome you. I wish you the best. If you need anything, I'm here for you. We are very excited. And wait till I tell Danielle you're going to fix her light. Oh my gosh, she's going to be so excited. I do have some questions that I want to throw at you guys. When you did the paving on Pennsylvania Avenue down there at Bridge Street, you know, now it's almost a sinkhole now. And then from that point to Philadelphia Avenue, I mean, right after they paved it, it started sinking and crevicing. My van gets beat up. I'm going to have to send you all a bill to fix the tie rods on my van.
So Jimmy, that's a state road. The borough doesn't fix that. So it's on their list of things to take care of.
But what I'm trying to say to you is that since you guys represent us, then you need to be telling the state, hey, look, no fly-by-night paving guys. You know, there is a way to do that right to handle those trucks. All I'm asking is that they do their job, because it's a mess, and you guys are killing my vehicle. So, but that's my only real gripe. I'm very excited.
That's not bad.
I'm sorry?
That's not bad.
Well, it's going to cost me thousands of dollars, but yeah, it's not bad. But I'm just glad, and I think you guys are off to a good start, and I just want to tell you I appreciate you. The last thing I want to mention is last week driving, because I spent a lot of time in the Manor. I drove, so they had the railroad track. I smelled eggs, which means gas leak. And there was for a few hours there, I think it was last Sunday, it was real strong from there to Dacey's to behind Dacey's. I mean, it was really bad. And I had people come out of the pub. I said, "You smell that?" And they go, "Yeah, we smell it." Now, on Delaware, is it Delaware Avenue or Delaware Street? Is that Avenue? They came out and they didn't fix it. They just poked holes in the ground. Yeah. And I'm telling you, that's not the right way to fix it. So you guys, I'm asking you, please, I know I live on the north end. If it blows up, I'm not going to feel it probably. But I have a lot of good friends down there, and I'd like for them to hang around. So it is a serious issue. It's a back roads country thing to just poke holes in the ground to alleviate the people are smelling it. And you could go down Delaware Avenue, and you can smell the gas. I mean, it's bad. So you're doing a great job, but please add that to your list because that is really serious, and I don't want to lose nobody. So anyway,
Thank you, Jim.
you guys. God bless, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Susan Dingwall?
Hi, I'm Susan Dingwall, 146 Harrison Avenue. I live right around the corner from Dacey's, and I smell the gas as well. I don't know, Catherine, if you do. And walking in the neighborhood, I'm always walking. I smell it different places.
Did you smell it down Robertson in that area? Because I know you walk by my place all the time.
Not by your place.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But out by Dacey's and
around
even
there.
at our house. We were standing outside last Tuesday.
Yeah, you're just right around the corner.
And there was a very
Okay.
strong.
I guess I need to walk more than drive. And so
I'll come over and get you and
Okay.
smell it. The other concern I have, and thank you,
Ma'am, the solicitor asked you a question.
Did anyone call PICO or the?
No. No. Why did?
PICO's been called many times. The people on Delaware Avenue have called a ton, and they refused to do anything about it. All they did was drill holes in the ground.
PICO put the holes in the ground?
Yes.
That was PICO's solution? Okay, thank you.
So should I be calling Pico when that I smell it then?
No, they don't do anything.
Well, I mean, the rule is that whenever, like I've had it in my house, when you smell gas, you call PICO.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you smell, the smell of gas that they put in it.
Right. Well, if it were in my house, it would, but I don't really know where it's coming from.
But it does, I mean, they'll come around with the sensor, they'll know exactly where, but you should complain like hell to PICO because it's, look, the
Right.
gas is owned, they own the gas.
But isn't it happening because of all the truck traffic that we have? Our roads are not only getting tore up, but are piping underneath.
Okay.
And I know.
I don't know what causes it, but that's for them to determine and fix, irrespective of what the cause is, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I
well,
mean, that's a terrible
I'll-
situation.
I'll get a hold of them for sure. The other concern I have are the truckers, and I appreciate all that you've done. Last year, you set up a lot of good things on Pennsylvania Avenue. We pull out of Baker all the time, and we have trucks almost hitting us. And they're far away when we pull out. I mean, we're not just pulling out. We see them speeding there all the time. And I appreciate the warnings that you're giving them, but I would really encourage you to give them tickets. Someone's going to get hurt. So the concern I have too is not only we're getting new roads, and that is wonderful. We really need them, but aren't they going to get all tore up with all the truck traffic? There's got to be another solution other than them going all down Pennsylvania Avenue.
Can I, or it's actually Philadelphia.
I'm sorry.
And I noticed that they put an electric to tell you what your speed
And
is.
they're going 50.
Yeah, they are. And that condition of that highway, again, it's a state highway that we're having to work with them to get. And I know they've been contacted about, I don't know what priority list, but I live right by you. And yeah, it's pretty scary sometimes.
It is. And I'm afraid someone's going to get killed. You know, that's my concern. But thank you for all that you do.
Oh, you're welcome. Chief, are there officers on West Philadelphia Avenue? Today? So there were officers out there pulling over the speeders today.
Just to clarify, the warnings I mentioned were only for the trucks that are on South Pennsylvania because of the ban that's coming. Any speeding violations, we're addressing them.
On Philadelphia Avenue?
We have it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're trying to get out there more, but we're trying to address it as best.
I know it's awful. It's got to be
We put new speed signs out there, and well, there's new speed signs to enforce the speed there. We're trying, I think we're going to try to add more because we need them in different locations out there.
And we also have PennDOT looking and our engineers at traffic calming devices. So they're looking at them for Philadelphia and Pennsylvania Avenue. So there's things coming. It's just nothing comes quickly. You're welcome. Jesse Wright. Hi, Jesse.
Hi, my name is Jesse Wright. I live at 131 Park Avenue. I'm here because on April 25th, 2021, Brian Welch. Sorry. On April 25th, 2021, Brian Welch came to my house. He brought his German Shepherd and attacked me, threatened me and my girlfriend. We recorded this incident. I didn't think anything of it. There was no physical contact. However, he called 911. Bill Smith responded, to which they came up with a story that Brian was assaulted. Brian filed a false police report. After I found out that there was a warrant for my arrest, to which there was no investigation, no officer responded, I turned myself in and cooperated, offered video evidence of the entire incident. George McClay refused to listen to it. He then came to a custody hearing and testified that I should not see my children because I'm violent. Again, I have a video of this. We went to trial, and it cost a fortune. I was looking at multiple felonies, up to 7 years in prison. They dropped it no pros when the DA saw the video. I then went to George McClay to file a police report against Brian Welch for filing a false police report. He also committed perjury during the preliminary trial multiple times, which I have noted on the times. During that, no charges again were made by Brian Welch. Fast forward a year and a half later, after finally getting to court, as you know, COVID backed up the courts and everybody was struggling. Finally, we were able to see my kids again. My son decided to move home, my oldest, because Brian was, as he put it, handsy, aggressive. George McClay still did nothing. And as I went to try to do a civil, I went to the district attorney to bypass George McClay. They told me that George is the ultimate decider. If he doesn't want to cooperate with the DA, they won't bring charges. Meanwhile, my youngest son is still there, in danger. There is a violent incident. There was no response by the Morrisville Police Department at that time. It cost a lot of money and took children away from a parent, illegally, wrongfully, and they chose not to go after that individual. What has changed? Many policies. I mean, I know those officers aren't here anymore. George McClay is what he is, but a criminal he might be. His prosecution was malicious at best. And if not, it was a systematic failure of the police, district attorney's office combined. How is this going to change, and how are we going to protect children in the future? Because this should never happen. I don't know what you call that, but when you take a child from a parent wrongfully for no good reason, it seems like it's child abuse. Since that time, my oldest son will not go to his mother's house out of fear of this individual. And still, Nothing is being done. The DA won't listen. I know we have a new police chief here who I've spoken to a few times. He's getting informed with the situation. However, George McClay ran screen for years, and there was no punishment except for my children. So I'd like to know what is going to change and who's going to right this wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Sorry this happened to you. Holly Harmon?
Good evening. Holly Harmon, Plaza Boulevard. Quick question. Are we actively looking for a full-time borough manager? Is it being advertised? And also, leading off on what Jesse just said, I am happy that Bill Smith's no longer here. His is just the tip of the iceberg of all the incidents I've talked to people about. And I'm aware of this situation. I just didn't think he'd come here and talk about it. So I do hope that you get to the bottom of that as well. Thank you.
Catherine Panzita?
I'm Catherine Panzita. So now I'm going to put on a different hat, not as a resident. I come here as the chairperson of the board of the Morrisville Senior Center. And we do know, and everybody's known that's ever been there. I would think your police officers and your code enforcement officer, definitely, anytime they had to go visit that building, would have seen the condition of the parking lot. But tonight I'm really here to get clarification. One thing at the Morrisville Senior Center, we all work cooperatively together in all our areas, and we're very open. And it is almost our responsibility to make sure that our seniors know what's going on, but they have the proper information. And really none of that was sent to us. And we are the ones that we lease it from the county. The big issue there that has been, and I have to address it as chairman for the Morrisville Senior Center, because we have rules and regulations, and we have stuff on reporting. And it has to say if somebody falls or if there's an incident, there are reports that are filled out. So I don't know where all your falls are and where your stuff is, but I do need to know. I need clarification exactly, and this was sent to me. It's a little picture of the parking lot. Where is the line that the county owns on the parking lot and the Morrisville Borough owns on the parking lot? And I only came here to work out on that side. We were referred to in the letter that came to my manager down at the center, and it does say John Lader, the superintendent, is the person to contact. I asked him if he could write it on here. He said he doesn't know. So now I'm going to come to this council and say there was meetings. I think our manager so graciously let county and other people come in out of the cold. She didn't say who they were or what they were talking about, but they did stay. And then she closed the center. So you can see the cooperation that the center has had. But I do ask, and I think somebody here tonight should be able to take this map and tell me, where's your line? What do you own? Do you own half of it? Do you own all of it? Because I have to make sure my rules and regulations and all my paperwork that our people are adhering to, in case you do have a file, is properly documented. And I don't want to file something with the county if somebody falls, if it's on your property, and not tell you. So if I could have that, you can work it. I'll stay till the end of the meeting. But I think it's a pretty easy ask. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Mayor comments.
Good evening, everyone. As we gather tonight, it's hard to believe that it's already been a full year since I was appointed to the honor of serving you as mayor. While today may not mark the exact anniversary, it's a special moment as we reflect on the journey we've shared since last November's meeting. I'm filled with gratitude for the trust you placed in me and for the incredible progress we've made as a community. From the beginning, my foremost goal has been to bring our community together, to build a stronger, more connected Morrisville. In these times, it's more important than ever that we transcend differences and work for the common good. This was my pledge when I first took office, and it remains my unwavering commitment. Together, we are proving that collaboration and community spirit can drive real change. A significant part of this collaboration has been focused on strengthening the relationship between our community and our police department. My vision from the start has been to foster a stronger, more trusting bond between our officers and the people they serve. It's crucial that our children, especially, feel comfortable reaching out to the police when they need help, seeing officers as allies, not something to fear. This connection is vital for building a safer, more unified community. But beyond words, it's the actions that we take that truly reflect our shared commitment to each other. This year, we've seen the power of community in actions through initiatives like Buy a Slice, Give a Slice program, where we came together to provide meals for those in need. We saw the same spirit of togetherness during National Night Out, where neighbors united to build stronger bonds and celebrate community safety. And at our Truck or Treat event, families gathered to share the joy of the season, ensuring that every child had a safe and fun Halloween. Our costume drive also played a special part in brightening the lives of young residents, providing costumes to children who might not have them otherwise. These are just a few examples of how, when we come together, we can make a real difference in our lives, in the lives of our neighbors, and create Morrisville that reflects the best of who we are. Looking ahead, my vision for our borough is one where every voice is heard and every resident feels a deep sense of belonging. We're laying the groundwork for initiatives that prioritize health and wellness, and we are working to attract businesses and opportunities that align with our community's values. These efforts not only promote healthier lifestyles, but also help build a thriving local community. Additionally, we're committed to addressing community concerns, ensuring that Morrisville remains a place where families and businesses can flourish. Together, we can create a town that prioritizes well-being, opportunity, and connection. As we move forward, I remain committed to listening to our hopes and aspirations for our shared future. Morrisville's greatest strength is its people, and I'm honored to serve as your mayor. Together, we will continue to build a borough that inspires pride, unity, and opportunity for all. Thank you for your trust, your hard work, and your partnership. Together, we will continue to make Morrisville an even better place to live, work, and raise a family. Here's to another year of progress together. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. One whole year, huh?
It has been a wonderful year. And I thank council, everyone that was on it, and everyone today as well for trusting me with this position. It's been great working with you all, and I'm excited for the future of the borough.
I see more gray hairs.
A few of them, and there's one in my eyebrow now too, so that's a little scary.
We'll pluck it out.
See, I'm not as young as everyone thinks, right? I got gray hair.
Well, let's hope you serve many, many more years. Council member comments. Anybody? Catherine?
I was going to wait for committee updates, but go ahead.
Melissa?
I just wanted to remind the community about Winterfest on December 7th. Rain date is on Sunday the 8th. It's an all-day affair, pancake breakfast. Summer Seat has something going on. There's a parade at 2. Imagine Morrisville will have the same lot that they've had now, of course, last year that got rained out, but the lot that they've had at the Dollar Store Plaza. Of course, Santa will be there to take pictures with young and old. And then the live nativity scene over at the church on Pennsylvania Avenue. You can go to the mymorrisville.com site for more information. if you had intended to volunteer or do a service or get involved, you could reach out to Audrey McNulty, who has been putting a lot of this together. If you are interested in like a float or something like that, or participating in the parade, or volunteering at some of the other services, getting involved would be good. Get in touch with Audrey McNulty. If you don't know her contact information, you can reach out to me. And other than that, if you just want to participate in all the activities, you can go to mymorrisville.com for the exact schedule and locations. Looking forward to seeing everyone there.
You'll see me. It's a nice
Always
time.
do. We always
I
do.
know, you always do.
You'll see me for the whole day. It's a day full of fun.
It
and
is a
exciting
day full of
things.
fun. It's a lot.
It's going to be a long day, but it will be fun. So please come out and enjoy.
Yeah, it'll be a long day, but a good one.
Yeah, and especially the event at the Morrisville Shopping Center. That's always something nice. They'll have carolers, dancers, singers.
And something special this year.
Ooh.
It's a surprise. So, yeah.
You didn't talk about Beyonce, did you?
Oh, man, you just let the cat out of the bag.
Oh, I did. Oh, my God.
No, JC's coming.
Thank you, Melissa. Dennis? This is an outside organization.
You have to ask a king of order.
Dennis, you have anything?
Halloween night, the parents that brought their kids up to the house was amazing. These are the pictures of the giant skeleton we have. Police were great. They stopped, flashed. Oh,
We can't hear him.
sorry. I was just saying Halloween night was a great night with the parents that brought their kids up to the house for trick or treat. A lot of the kids took pictures under our we call him Skelly now.
Has a name?
So he has a name. He does, exactly. He does now. It was a lot of fun, and Chief went by a few times. A couple of the other officers went by, hooting and hollering how good the house looked. So thanks for that.
I just want to know when the Christmas decorations are going up. Now that, Halloween's over.
John and I are a little exhausted, but Halloween's coming down. Christmas should be up Thanksgiving weekend. He's going to kill me for saying that.
We're holding you to it. Luke, Marie? No, we're all good. Okay. Committee updates. Oh, go ahead. Scott, I forgot you. Go ahead.
How can we forget?
We can never forget you.
I wanted to just say a couple things. Although you may not physically see me in person at the meeting, I do. I have attended 100% of the meetings. I've been with UPS for over 32 years, and I'm driving over the road right now. I actually went from Indiana to Ohio. So I have participated in all the meetings, and I look forward to participating in the meetings every month, whether I can be there in person or not. I would also like to echo the sentiments of the mayor tonight. Mayor Gary, happy anniversary. It's been 1 year. Things are a little contentious at this time last year, but it's amazing when people open their eyes and communicate how things can get accomplished. And that's the only reason I stepped up to do this several years ago, was to get things accomplished. I've lived here my whole life. Like Mr. Schwartz in the audience said, we've been here forever, and we just want to see what's good for the town. And we want to get rid of any of the bad, for lack of a better phrase, that's in town. And over the past year, with the addition of Chief Ciampa, with the hard work of this council, and Mr. Dillon, I can't say enough about Mr. Dillon. We're really moving forward. I can't believe that Stockton building is actually going to get done. I never thought, I'm 56 years old, I thought I'd be dead before that building ever got done. So I want to thank Mr. Dillon and Helen and the RDA and the developers that are doing that. So, again, happy anniversary, Mayor, and thank you everyone on council. I hope everyone has a very happy Thanksgiving, and go on to the committee reports now.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
Drive safe, Scott.
It's been great. And it's because of all of us that these great things are happening. So thank you all.
Okay, go ahead, Catherine.
We had our last Parks and Recreation Committee meeting in November. It's the last of this year. And I want to thank the many, many community members and volunteers that come every month and support the activities that happen in this park or in this town. We do have a cleanup coming up, and for some reason, I can't remember. Gary, do you know
I think it's so this Saturday, the 23rd?
The 23rd.
12 p.m. down at the Riverfront Preserve.
Yes. And that happens because we have great volunteers in this town. I've always thought, good leaders are the ones that ask you what you want and what you need, and then say, let's work together and do it. And that's how I felt for the last few years running this committee, that we've asked the community what you've wanted and then work towards doing it together. And I'm really proud that we've been able to do as much as we've done in the last few years with little funding, but a lot of physical labor that's come from all of us doing and scraping paint and painting and doing weeding and tree planting and all of that to make Morrisville more beautiful. So thank you very much. And I hope you'll continue to support us this next year. I'll have my next meeting in January. So just because the next meeting's just right around Christmas and things get a little hectic. But again, everybody in the community is always invited to attend. And I think that's what's so great about it, because everybody has a voice. So thank you for continually supporting and giving your voice. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Catherine. Anybody else? I just want to reiterate, so the budget shows a $2.5 million decrease in taxes, and that's on top of the $5 million from last year. So that's quite a savings over the last 2 years. Okay, I want to wish everybody
Don't forget, you guys need to come to the first annual senior Christmas luncheon, December 18th.
Where is that?
In the senior center. In that wonderful park.
December 8th. December
18th, Kathy is having me and my band of
Merry Men
sing and entertain. And since we're now a aged community, as they call it, you get to come see a lot of your.
It is for the members.
Yeah, it's a member only, and it does cost $20.
Okay, so on December 18th at what time?
12 to 3.
12 to 3, $20. That's a Wednesday at the Senior Center. And that would be a great time for people to come and join actually the Senior Center. So those who are thinking about it, come join and then pay $20 and have a fantastic lunch.
Can I just add, though, you have to sign up by December 1st because we'll not have enough food. So if you're not, you have to sign up and pay by December 1st because we don't make up food. I mean, I don't need to be running to 7-Eleven. Thank you.
So moved. Dennis, second?
Second.
Motion to adjourn. Everybody have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Meeting over.